Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Hang on. Oh yeah, that's very good. I've got the last of my Trader Joe's Autumn Maple Coffee right here. Yeah, this is completely empty. Just made my last pot of this. Well, maybe I got one more pot, maybe 3 or 4 more cups to make from what I have left over, but this is it. And this has been a great coffee, has a nice maple scent and flavor to it, but doubly so because I added a little bit of Chardonnay's own maple syrup right here in the coffee, and really gives it a nice sweetness and everything. And I am using my Ohio mug this morning because of all the, well, because of what's happening in Ohio right now because of the virus crisis, and I'm assuming it's happening to you as well, all over the world. So I wanted to open with some information regarding the virus crisis. Now, Ohio, as of Sunday morning, March 22nd at 7:05 a.m., Ohio has 247 coronavirus cases compared to 787 in Michigan. So everything in Ohio is nearly closed. They've closed bars, restaurants, schools, gymnasiums, senior centers, that sort of thing. And I am wearing my Winking Lizard shirt. Winking Lizard is a restaurant chain here in Northeast Ohio. They have great food, the Winking Lizard. So yeah, I like the shirt a lot. So I'm hoping that when this crisis passes, I'll go to the Winking Lizard and get one of their burgers because they have great food there. So we just kind of have to tough it out for a while. Now, if you go to Google search engine, at the bottom of the page, they have a little link there where you can get a lot of different information on the coronavirus and the precautions that you can take. They have something there called Do the 5. Click on that, and that will show you what you need to do in order to make sure to stay safe. Do the 5, help stop coronavirus. 1, hands, wash them often. 2, elbow, cough into it. 3, face, don't touch it. 4, space, keep safe distance. And 5, home, stay if you can. Now, Ohio has not gone into a shelter in place or a lockdown, so most businesses are still open and people can still move around, again, with the exception of bars, restaurants, schools, gymnasiums, senior centers, arenas, concerts, that kind of thing. But if you're in business, if you're an office worker, certainly doctors and nurses are on the front lines of this. Most businesses are still open and people are still going to business, so nothing has changed yet. But given the spike that I see here in Michigan, and Ohio is not as great, but some states have gone into those modes where they're telling people to stay home. So if you're not feeling good, stay home and keep a safe distance and wash your hands. Now, hand sanitizer has really been gobbled up. I'm hoping to see that stocked on the shelves again. But really, from what I have seen, washing your hands with good soap and water is really the best defense. I'm going to link 2 videos, one from Gordon Ramsay and one from Alton Brown, on how to wash your hands. These are really very good. So just check that out. Hand sanitizer, yeah, that's good in the interim, I guess, if you're going to business or you're opening up something, you're going into a store or an office and you're grabbing that door handle that everyone else has grabbed, yeah, you probably want to have some hand sanitizer and hit your hands with some hand sanitizer. But as quickly as you can, or when it's convenient, wash your hands. I'm also going to link another video from a Canadian doctor who explains the best way to avoid this. So just make sure you wash your hands. And I've been doing that religiously. And hey, knock wood, let's all stay safe. All right, so I just wanted to mention that to you. I'll have those links below. Really, I hope you find those helpful. So wherever you are, please stay safe and remember, do the 5. Hands, elbow, face, space, home. Wash your hands, cough into your elbow, don't touch your face, keep a safe distance, and stay at home if you have to. Okay, if you can, stay at home. All right, let's get to some of these questions now. This first one comes from Paul Schneider, and he writes, I have used many razors and blades, Merkur, Edwin Jagger, Mula, Rockwell, Viking, Fatip, etc., but find myself going back to vintage Gillette Tech and Super Speeds. I have a Fat Boy and Slim Adjustable, as do I, yes. They are good, but the Gillette Tech and Super Speed seem to work the best for me religiously. Daily, I use a mild blade. Anything 2 days or more, I use a Gillette Silver Blue. What is your view regarding modern razors versus the old guys? Wow, great question. And you know what? If you have an opinion on that, comment below on this one. Now, the way I look at it is this way. I think I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. When my parents passed away, I bought their home. And I have been trying to clean out 40 years of stuff, little by little, and I still have a lot to go. But one of the first places I hit was the main bathroom, the master bathroom. And I started cleaning out a lot of the stuff that was there. And I came across my father's shaving gear. And at the time I came across his shaving gear, I needed another electric razor, and I didn't want to buy another electric razor, and I didn't want to go into cartridge razors. I tried those years ago, and I just didn't want to spend that amount of money on an electric razor, either replacing the blades for 40 bucks or buying a new one for $80, $100. I didn't want to do that. And I found my father's vintage Gillette Super Speed razor. And I thought, well, there it is. He always said, a safety razor gives you the best shave mark. And boy, he was right all these years later. And I couldn't believe how well it worked. Now, what I did was I sanitized it and I cleaned it, and I put it aside because for some reason, I didn't want to use Dad's razor right off the bat. I wanted to learn the process with my own razor. And in looking around at that time, yeah, I saw some razors, but I wanted something that was going to be similar to what Dad had. One piece, twist to open. I also wanted the end tabs to be enclosed. I was really concerned about maybe nicking myself with an end tab, that sort of thing. That's when I found this, the Vikings Blade Chieftain razor. I've often said this is the razor that brought me back to the traditional wet shave. I think Dad's razor inspired me to come back, but this razor absolutely brought me back to the traditional wet shave, and I'm so glad that I came across this razor. And had it not been for this razor and this company, I don't think I would have come back to the traditional wet shave, because it had everything in it that I wanted. Twist to open, one piece, wonderful weight. It enclosed the end tabs, and it had a good neutral shave. Wasn't too aggressive, wasn't too mild. It was something that I quickly adapted to and became used to, and it really is my favorite. I have a very, very soft spot for this razor. So I would say that, yeah, the vintage razors inspired me to come back to the shave, but it was the modern razor that brought me back to the traditional wet shave. Now, since I've come back to the traditional wet shave, I seem to be right there at the start of this explosion in new product. It seems also that if you had asked this question 10 years ago, I think the answer would have been vintage razors, because really, I think that's all that was out there. There were some newer razors, but I think they were limited. And certainly, Amazon and online sales had a lot to do with finding razors and trying razors. Amazon, West Coast Shaving, the Executive Shaving Company, Maggard Razors, Connaught Shaving, all these other online retailers really had a nice presence to to provide us with a source for these newer safety razors that were coming out that we could try. I also tend to think that these vintage razors, they were really built, whether it's a super speed like this or a ball end tech from Gillette, even, where's my fat handle tech right here? These things were really, I mean, look, these are 60, 70 years old and they're still shaving great. That really is a testament to how well these razors were made. But I think there are new manufacturing practices, new supply chains, new techniques, certainly CAD/CAM design. When it comes to CNC machining, designing on a computer, all of that comes into play in designing and manufacturing these newer razors like the Rockwell 6S, stainless steel right here with a number of different plates that you can use. This one is absolutely beautiful. It's a modern razor and it's a great razor. Certainly the Vikings blade, they have just exploded in the number of razors that they are offering right here. Heavyweight, really well made, wonderful materials, one piece, adjustable. This is the Emperor. That's the Augustus, I believe. The frosted chrome Crusader razor here. Again, it's another one. Here's the Meiji adjustable razor, great heavyweight. Compare this to, where's my Fat Boy? Here's my Fat Boy right here. Compare that to the Fat Boy, okay? I mean, really, this is kind of an homage, a throwback to the Fat Boy. I mean, you know, I guess it would be, you could say it's been inspired by the Fat Boy. But, you know, do I prefer one over the other? Not necessarily. I just like the variety, the choice. I would say 10, 20 years ago, you didn't have that. That's why I say, if you're not doing the traditional wet shave, what are you waiting for? Do the traditional wet shave. There is so much product out there. You'll find the perfect razor for you. You'll find a brush. You'll find a great blade. There are so many choices. That's what's so great. Now, again, I can't really pick one over the other. I have a soft spot for both vintage and new, because with me, as I say, the vintage inspired me to come back to the traditional wet shave, and the new brought me back to the traditional wet shave. And, you know, I say brought me back because when I was a teenager, my father said, hey, you know, do the traditional wet shave, get a safety razor. And I did. And there was I think it was a Gillette. It might have been a Gillette, might have been a Schick. I can't remember. I bought it at a drugstore called Bernie Schulman's, which is now a drugstore chain called Mark's. But anyhow, Bernie Schulman's was a large discount drugstore. I went in there as a young man, about 16, 17 years old. I bought a safety razor. I bought a can of shaving cream goo, ran home with it, commenced to shave, and hacked the heck out of my face because no one gave me the proper instructions. So, you know, since then, you know, there were cartridge razors, tried those, tried the big disposables that were being pushed, settled on an electric razor. Boy, I wish I would have had all this choice and all this information and all this input in social media when I was deciding what kind of shave to do. It would have been a completely different story. So yeah, if you're not doing the traditional wet shave, do it. Get a razor that works for you. If you prefer the vintage razor, great. If you like a modern, great. You can use them both, switch them off. Your shave will not be boring and mundane if you do the traditional wet shave. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. I can ramble on and on and on about it, but great question, Paul. Thanks very much. And really, comment below and let me know what you think about that. This one comes from Tom Beaton. Hey Mark, loving these Monday morning mailbag videos. Thank you very much. I recently stumbled across a website that could be very beneficial for beginners, www.tryablade.com. I had my order come in a few weeks ago with around a dozen packs of blades, and it looks like they charge you the dollar value per 100 blade, but you can purchase one blade if you want with reasonable shipping charge. Could you check it out and maybe make a list of the best blades to purchase? Spread the word. Thanks again. You know what? I did check out this website. I think I saw it a few years back, kind of filed away in the back of my head. So thanks for jogging my memory on this. Not used them, but boy, they've got a nice website, and they have a very, very complete list of blades that you can try. Now, I've always said to new wet shavers that if you want to get into traditional wet shave, get a blade sampler and try those. Those could be 14, 15, 20 bucks, and you can get a variety of blades and try them out in your razor or razors and kind of figure out which one is best for you. But this looks like a really good option as well. And they carry double edge, single edge, shavette, new old stock, injector blades, all kinds of blades. So depending on what kind of razor you have, you'll be able to find a blade, especially if you get any of those Micromatic single edge razors. Those are great. They have single edge razors for those. So yeah, that would be a really, really good source for trying out razor blades. So thanks very much, Tom, for passing that on. I really do appreciate that. Okay, this next question comes from Alan Sandusky. Hi, Mark. I have an adjustable razor question. I have a Merkur Progress and tend to just keep the setting at 3, mainly because I don't know how to effectively use the settings. Is it best to start out with a low setting and move up after each pass, or start out with a higher setting and move down with each pass? Keeping the setting stagnant seems counter to the logic of owning an adjustable razor. Thanks. Well, Alan, this is a great question, and this has been debated on many a wet shaving forum. It's fun to drop in on those discussions and see what everyone's opinion is. Here's the Merkur Progress you mentioned, and yes, ordinarily what most guys do, and what I do most often is I'll start at, say, setting 3. I'll do my first pass, and then I will dial it down to make it milder, do my second pass, and then dial it down again. Oh, I don't know, maybe to 1.5, 1, something like that, for my against the grain pass to clean up. And I've gotten some wonderful shaves with that. I've also done it the other way around, which is you want to start low. Let's say at setting 1, do your first pass. This is the increase method now. Start low, do your first pass, then dial it up, do your second pass, then if you need a third pass, dial it up again to 3, and then do your final pass, which would be an against the grain pass for me, and you'll be completed with your shave. Which is better, increase or decrease? Well, now the school of thought from many wet shavers is that the increase method is better. And this is why. It's like cutting your grass. If your grass is really, really high, you want to take a little bite. You want to take a little bite to knock that grass down. You don't want to set your mower to the most aggressive setting to try to cut all that grass at once and then go back and try to do a little bit of cleanup, because if you try to cut too much of that grass with your lawnmower gets clogged. So you would set your lawnmower at a high setting or a less aggressive cutting setting, and then cut your lawn, then go back and then lower your blade on your lawnmower a little bit. That is to say, get a little more aggressive, and then cut it again, and then set it at the lowest setting, which is the closest setting of the lawnmower, and then cut it again. That's kind of the logic with this. You would set this at the mildest setting and do a first pass. If you have a lot of beard growth, this would be a good method to go with as well. Set it at the lowest setting, do a shave pass, turn it up a little bit, do another pass, turn it up to your most aggressive setting that you want to finish your shave at, and shave there, and you'll get a nice close shave. You know what? I've tried it both ways, and I tend to go with the decrease method. That's just me, and it just might be my skin type, my beard, my whisker. But for other guys out there, the increase method might be the way to go. It really is a debate that has really kind of gone back and forth. And as I say, some wet shavers say increase, some say decrease. Whatever works for you. That's what it comes down to, whatever works for you. But now that you've mentioned it, I might break out the Progress tomorrow morning and use the increase method just to do it, because you've inspired me to do so. So thanks for the question. I really do appreciate it. And really, that's part of the fun of doing the traditional wet shave. You can change things up and make your morning shave a lot more interesting so it's not boring and mundane. So thanks very much for that question, Alan. I really do appreciate it. Okay, this next question comes from Leon Wackstein. He left this comment in the comments area on the review I did on the Vikings Blade Chieftain Junior head shave. He says, great shave. Thanks for posting the video. One question, is this the mildest Viking razor? Well, Vikings Blade not only makes the Chieftain Junior, which is terrific. I like this a lot. One piece, twist to open, nice weight, nice mild setting. They also make the Vikings Blade Stonehenge Godfather. They also make a regular Godfather, but I'm showing you this one here because this is the newest one. This is very heavyweight, and this is a nice mild razor. The difference between the two of them is that this is 3-piece, this is 1-piece. This uses stainless steel, so it's going to be a little more expensive. Again, a completely different design, but it is a nice mild shave. This is a nice mild shave too. I would say that this is the only razor of the two. This is the only razor I will use a feather blade in. Feather blades are very, very sharp, and I don't think I would use a feather blade in any other razor, including the Chieftain Junior. Although I've never tried, so maybe I should try. But yeah, this I can safely use and comfortably use a feather blade in the Godfather Stonehenge razor and get a really, really terrific shave. This is a really nice mild shave as well. The difference is whether or not you want a 3-piece or a 1-piece. And of course the cost. This is stainless steel and some premium materials here involved, so it's going to be a little more expensive. This one uses some nice materials. I believe the handle's brass. And it's less than $20. So it really is a good starter razor for just about anyone out there. So yeah, I like this one a lot. When I want a mild shave, yeah, I will pull either one of these out. But if I'm using a feather blade, yeah, this definitely gets the call. In a related question at the same review, Dayglo 76 said, my son just turned 15. I bought this exact razor for his first shave. He means the Chieftain Junior. He doesn't quite need to shave yet, but if he's like me, it'll be soon. I picked it up for its mildness, but have not personally used it. Thanks for the review. Happy shaving. Yeah, thank you very much. This is a really good choice, again, for a beginner shaver. These razors are really well made, nice and mild, twist to open, just drop the blade in, especially if you're a new shaver. I know that's another reason why I chose the Chieftain, the standard Chieftain, when I came back to the traditional wet shave, because of it being a twist to open razor. Just drop the blade in and I'm not fumbling with a 3-piece razor. It's one less thing I didn't want to deal with. I just wanted to open it up, drop the blade in, close it, and start my shave. Now that I've gotten more experience, you know, it's nothing to take apart a 3-piece razor and load a blade, that sort of thing. But you know, when you first come back, it can be a little intimidating, just a little bit, because you're handling a razor blade and oh my gosh, I got to open up this razor, you know, that sort of thing. Really, that's what went through my mind. So any young man out there, I would think this would be a really good first razor right here. So just wanted to mention that to you. So thanks very much for that question, Dayglo76. Also in the same review, Kyle Mossad said, Kyle, I hope I got that pronunciation of your last name correct. It's M-A-S-S-A-D, Mossad, I believe. Let me know if I got that right. He said, I really like those Treat Platinum blades. They work really well for me, and I have what I consider a medium beard as far as thickness and coarseness. Definitely one of my top blades. Yeah, the Treat blades, I like these a lot, and I've mentioned many times that I bought a lot of these. Now, I bought these, gosh, maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. I'm down to my last 4 packs here, but you know, I got another 200 right here. And I got these from Connaught Shaving. They were running a special, or the pound to dollar was in my favor. I can't remember. But I think I got 300 blades with shipping and everything out the door for about 24 bucks, something like that. I mean, I grabbed them and I stocked up, and I got plenty of them. And yeah, I'll burn through razor blades because when I do a video, I like to use a new blade for each video. So if I'm doing videos back to back, say shooting a video, say Saturday and Sunday, or I'm doing a head shave Friday and then doing a regular shave Saturday with the same razor, I just like to use a new blade. So a lot of my blades are only getting 1 use, and I'm tossing them because I'm shooting the videos. But that's okay, I don't mind. I love having a new blade in my razor as often as possible. And blades, relatively speaking, are very inexpensive. They're really very inexpensive, and they're plentiful, and you can find a lot of them, and there are a lot of great sources out there for razor blades and for razors, and a lot of other great wet shaving gear out there. So again, I say, if you're not doing the traditional wet shave, what are you waiting for? Do the traditional wet shave. There's so much out there that will just give you a wonderful, delightful morning shave, and you'll love your morning shave. It won't become a chore. All right, hey, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who left comments and asked questions. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Do you like vintage? Do you like new? What's your favorite razor blade? Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/Marks Radio, where you'll find all the products I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please, do the 5, stay safe, and make it a great week.